Hi everyone, welcome to my monthly market update report for the month of September. I'm Amit Singh with ArignaTeam at Keller Williams Realty, and today we'll be looking at the city of Milpitas. So first, we're going to look at the city statistics for the city of Milpitas, single-family homes, and then we're going to look at condos and townhome sales. And then we'll move on to the luxury market for Santa Clara County. And we're going to look at interest rates and where they headed in 2023, what experts are thinking. And we're going to look at how that's going to impact buyer demand. We also have free fall buyer and seller guides that are available. I'll put the link in the description down below, especially during this time when there's so much information out there, so much noise out there. Definitely we want to help you guide the right direction, and hopefully this information that we share today will help you make a better decision. And if you have any questions and would like to learn more about different cities, different counties in the Bay Area, or even different zip codes, we'll be happy to do a more personalized report for you. Just reach out to us directly, or you can comment on the chat box below. 25 single-family homes were sold in Milpitas in September 2022, which is 14% up from 22 sales the month before. When we look at last year's sales at the same time, there was 35 single-family homes sold, which is a decrease of 29% when we look at last year compared to this year. Now we're going to look at the median sales price. So what is a median sales price? Usually the median sales price is referred to as the middle value, the price point at which half of homes sold for more and half sold for less. The median sales price showed a 15% decrease from 1.51 million in August 2022 to 1.29 million in September 2022. Last year at this time, the median sales price was 1.35, which is a 4% decrease when we look at last year. The next thing we're going to look at median days in market. The median days in market is defined as number of days properties stay on the market before escrow opens. This measure is the midpoint at which half of homes sold stay on the market longer and the other half stay on the market for a shorter period of time. So September 2022 days in market dropped to 12 days from 18 in August of 2022. Last year at this time, the median days in market was 11 days, which is a 9% increase when we look at the data compared to last year at this time. New homes for sale on the market for the month of September in Milpitas for September was 25. In August, we had 23 new listings for sale. Last year at this time, we had 31 new listings for sale. The next number we're going to look at is average percentage of list price received. This is also the final sales price at close of escrow relative to the seller's asking price. We can also look at this as this is a measure of discounting. If the sales to list price ratio is below 100%, sellers are typically receiving less than their full asking price for their homes. If the sales to list price ratio is above 100%, sellers are typically receiving more than their full asking price for their homes. So for the month of September, the list price received was 100%, which did not change from the month of August, which was also 100%. Last year at this time in September, the average percent of list price received was 105%. So this is a decrease of 5% when compared year to year to last year. The next number we're going to look at is average sales price per square foot. So for the month of September 2022, the average sales price per square foot for a single family home in Milpitas was $906. In August, it was $960. Last year at this time, the average sales price per square foot was $872. which is an increase of 4%. The next data we're going to look at is months to sell, which we can also look at it as how quickly would the number of homes that are currently available for sale sell out. So number of months it would take to deplete the remaining inventory at the end of a month with a sales rate of the month in consideration. So right now we can see in September 2022, it would take 1.5 months to sell out all single family homes that are available, which is unchanged from August, which is 1.5 months of inventory as well. Last year at this time, the months to sell was 0.3. So definitely the number of homes for sale has gone up, which is a good thing for buyers. But overall, if we look at the single family homes data for month of September for Milpitas, homes are selling fairly quickly, just in 12 days. And sellers are receiving 100% of asking price. And the median sales price was $1.29 million. Now we're going to talk about the sales for condo and townhome next. So now let's look at the data for the condo and townhomes for the month of September. And as we can see, 15 homes were sold in Milpitas in September 2022, which is 25% up from 12 sales the month before. Last year at this time, there were 42 sales. So when we look at last year compared to this year, that's a decrease of 64% in home sales. The median sales price, again, is the median value for the month of September was 1.13, which is a 1% decrease from August of 2022, which was around 1.13 as well. And for September last year, the median sales price for condo and townhomes was $1 million. So when we look at the data right now, it's actually gone up 12% for the median sales price when we compare that to last year at this time. The median days in market, again, is how quickly the property went into contract. Also, it's how quickly the property went into escrow. That's another way to look at it. So for the month of September, the median days in market was 27 from 17 in August. And last year at this time, the median days in market was just 11 days, which is an increase of 145% when we compare last year to this year at this time. The new homes listings on the market was 11 for month of September. Last month at this time in August, there were 19 new listings for sale. And last year at this time, there was 38 new listings for sale, which is a 71% drop when we compare it year to year. Average percent of list price received, again, is the average price the seller received when compared to the sold price, the list price when compared to the sold price. So for the month of September, it was 99%. Last month, it was 101%. Last year at this time, the average percent of list price received was 104%, which is a decrease of 5% when we compare last year to this year's numbers. Average sales price per square foot for condo and townhome for the month of September was $724. Last month in August, it was $725. Last year at this time in September, it was $701. So which is an increase of 3%. Months to sell, which is the number of months it would take to sell the current inventory. So we can see that in month of September, it would take 1.1 months to sell the current inventory for condos and townhomes in Milpitas. Last month at this time in August, it was 2.2 months. And last year at this time, it was 0.8 months. So now if you look at overall the data for the condo and townhomes for the city of Milpitas, we can see that median days in market was 27. Median sales price was 1.13 million. Sellers were receiving 99% of their list price. And months to sell is still 1.1. So inventory is definitely very low. Usually a balanced market with anywhere from 4 to 6 months of inventory. but right now we're still seeing 1.1 months. So definitely it's still a seller's market if sellers are still thinking about it. Yes, rising interest rates are impacting buyer demand, but there's still not enough homes on the market for sale right now. So the next information I would like to share with you is the luxury market update for the county of Santa Clara. And typically this data is actually compiled from California Association of Realtors, and it's available every quarter. So we're going to look at the third quarter ending in September 30th. So this data is provided from California Association of Realtors, and this tool will actually help us monitor the amount of activity, market dynamics, and competition in the luxury segment of our specific market on a quarterly basis. It also compares a variety of factors, including the number of sales, growth in transactions, pricing, sales to list price, time in market, and many more other factors. So as we can see, we're looking at the Bay Area right now, which has a closed sales for the third quarter for 2,520 luxury properties, which includes single family, condos, and townhomes. The median sales price was $3.595, $3,595,000. The median days in market was 14. The median price per square foot was 1,153. The median sales to list price ratio, which was 100%. If we look at this data compared to last year at this time, the year-over-year growth, which is negative 78%. So definitely a decrease in sales. If we look at the most expensive home sold, was 28.5 million. And we can see that the highest price per square foot home sold was 5,644 price per square foot. The lowest price per square foot was $238. Now we can look at the county and we can focus on what the county data looks like. So as we can see, for the third quarter of 2022, there were 318 luxury properties sold, which includes, again, single family plus condo plus townhomes. The median sales price was $3,350,000. The median days in market, which was how quickly the property went into contract, was 13 days. Median price per square foot was $1,413. The median sales to list price ratio was 100%. If we compare this data of sales to last year at this time, the year to year, there's a decline of almost 79%. The highest, most expensive home sold was 28.5 million in Santa Clara County. And the highest price per square foot was 5,644. The lowest price per square foot was $463. Again, we're just focusing on Santa Clara County right now, but if you are interested in other counties, do reach out to us and we'd be happy to get you that information for Alameda County or San Mateo County as well. And as we can see here in the closed sales versus prior year sales, we can see the number that reflects for different cities as well. We can see definitely there's a decline in this quarter sales compared to sales from 1 year prior. If you look at Sunnyvale, Mountain View, Santa Clara, Los Altos, all these cities definitely have had declines. So the next thing we're going to look at is mortgage rates and where they're headed. So right now we're going to look at a chart from Freddie Mac. This is a 30-year fixed rate. The data we see here goes all the way to September from January of this year, and you can see how rates have been going up. And right now it's hovering around 5.66%, probably even 6% by the time we talk about it right now. Now let's talk about where rates are projected to go in 2022 and 2023 from experts based on experts and what they predict. So what we're looking at here is mortgage rate predictions from Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Mortgage Bankers Association, and NAR, National Association of Realtors. And if you look at the average of all four of them for the fourth quarter of 2022, we can see that the rates could be around 5.35%. If we look at the first quarter of 2023, we're looking at an average of 5.25%. The second quarter of 2023, 5.18%. The third quarter of 2023, 4.77%. So all of these projections show that eventually the rates will kind of go down a little bit. And this next chart also will give us a good understanding of where mortgage rates may head in the future next year. So we're seeing around 5.2 to 5.4. So that's where experts are predicting that mortgage rates will be. So now let's look at how mortgage rates will impact buyer demand. And this will help us get good information on how this impacts the number of sales. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the data. This data is again provided by California Association of Realtors, and we'll play with some numbers and show you how that looks like. This data is provided by CAR, and we're looking at the county of residence, which is Santa Clara County. And I will go ahead and increase the annual household income to $50,000, because just recently there's been a report that came out from Realtor.com that in order to buy a median-sized 2-bedroom property, which is around $850,000, annual household income needs to be around $250,000. So a lot of the buyers, when they looked at homes, they look at their target monthly payment. They just don't look at how much they qualify for, but they look at what would their monthly payment be every month. So that's what we're going to focus on, and we're going to see how that rise in interest rate affects buyers' purchasing power. So right now, we're going to say 20% down payment by the buyer. We're going to toggle and choose select desired monthly payment percentage of income will be medium, which is 35% of the annual household income. And right now, rates are hovering around, let's say, 6%. So as you can see, the target monthly payment is around $7,292. The price cutoff at selected rate, which is 1.2 million and 26,000, which is the home buyer's purchasing power. And as we can see right now, currently, this data is for the month of August. We can see that in San Jose, with a current income of $250,000 and interest rate of 6%, there's only 267 properties that's available for sale with a purchase price cutoff of $1.2 million. And 65% of that is condos, 35% of that is single family homes. And if we look at other cities, in Milpitas, which is even lower, only 13 listings for sale. And that definitely impacts buyer demand as well. And let's go ahead and look at the beginning of the year or last year when rates were much lower, which was around, let's say, 3%. We're going to toggle that to 3%. And as you can see, the monthly payment stays the same, but at the same time, the price cutoff at selected rate, which is a buyer purchasing power, increases to 1.6 million, which is a difference of over $300,000. And as you can see, the number of properties available for sale also goes up. So Milpitas goes up to 31 properties. So definitely a lot of sellers need to understand how the rise in interest rates is impacting buyer demand, and that's definitely slowing home sales. And at the same time, the number of homes that are coming on the market and the slowing of home sales, which is adding up, is what's creating the increase in inventory. Again, for the month of September for Milpitas, the current time to sell is still very low, 1.5 months, which is still a seller's market. And definitely a good opportunity for sellers. If they are thinking about selling right now, definitely a good time to sell it and put it on the market before things were to change and rates were to go higher, and that would impact the buyer purchasing power. The next thing we're going to look at is mortgage credit availability, which is also MCAI, and this is the MCAI index. And basically, like it states, it's a credit available for mortgages. And as we can see in this chart, when we look at the housing bubble during the GFC, the mortgage credit availability index was really high. It was around 900 almost. But right now we're seeing up to July 2022, it's around 109. So definitely it's still under control. And the credit is still available, but not as aggressive as what it was seen during the housing bubble. So what can buyers do now in this current market where rates are increasing? What can they do? So there's definitely three things buyers can do in today's market. Number one, expand search area and criteria. I know a lot of the buyers we work with currently already are expanding the searches. We have buyers looking at Fremont and Alameda County, and they're looking at Santa Clara County and also Santa County. So definitely, I do see that happen quite a bit because of the price point and what's available. The other option is explore alternative financing options, which basically means instead of looking at a 30-year fixed rate, you can look at a 7/1 ARM, which is adjustable rate mortgage, or a 5/1 ARM. And then eventually when the rates do go lower, you can refinance and lock in a 30-year fixed rate. The third option for buyers would be to look for grants or gift funds. A good website where you can go check out for those information is downpaymentresource.com. Or also you can always reach out to us and we can direct you to the right person that can help you. And we also have our new fall buyer and seller guides, which is available for anybody that's considering buying or selling a home, maybe not right away, but in the future, and that wants to have helpful information to refer to. This is a free guide that we're providing, and I'll put a link in the description down below. So that was the monthly market report for the month of September for Milpitas. I hope you receive some helpful information. If you have any questions and would like to learn more about other cities in Santa Clara County or San Mateo County, Alameda County, or certain zip codes or neighborhoods, because real estate is very hyper-local and things could change from zip code to zip code, neighborhood to neighborhood. So definitely reach out to us if you have any more questions, or just leave some comments below in the chat box below. And I would love to hear your feedback. And if you have any comments, I would also love to hear that as well. I appreciate you watching and taking the time to listen to this video. Thank you so much.